Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Life Lesson Friday for December 2nd, 2022. One of the things that actually just happened was my phone just crapped out again when I tried to use the camera. So I'm using my laptop to do this time. But topic is keeping the world in perspective. One of the things that I don't get a lot of because I choose not to get a lot of is news. Um, I don't watch the local news. I don't watch the national news. I do have feeds that I follow online, but typically those people I follow trusted journalists that are going to give me unbiased opinion about what's going on. So I'm not following a news media group, so to speak. And so what that provides me is that like I keep the world in perspective. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm not saying you shouldn't understand current events, and but there's a lot of things that you just there's stuff that's sensationalized. There's stuff that's headlines are made to make to draw what you call clickbait or whatever you want to call it. And I think a lot of times we go down those rabbit holes, and all of a sudden we find ourselves like super obsessed with something that has absolutely nothing to do with us. And we wind up losing our happiness, our joy, our fulfillment, our success, our life because we get so obsessed about something that has absolutely nothing to do with us. And then we look around and go, man, I wish I had something. I wish I had this. I wish I had time for this or that. And you spent all your time doing something that, or watching something, or being paying attention to something that has just nothing. It's never going to affect you. And I'm seeing that, and there's several things that right now that are out being talked about, um, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on with that. Like, none whatsoever. And there's people that are like, whoa, why don't you? I'm like, because it doesn't matter to me. It's not something that's ever come across my life before. It's not something that I deal with on a daily basis. And so I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to go into that until it starts to affect me. And most of the time, those things that are out there will never affect you because they're sensationalized for news media for people to click on, and it's how they make their money, right? They draw an audience. And so while I am trying to draw an audience for health and wellness, what I try and do through my business is trying to promote ways that you can change your life. That's important to you. If you have, you know, if you're taking medication for any chronic diseases, if you're looking for ways to improve your fitness, if you're looking for ways to drop weight, to get off medications, to do any of those things, to live longer, to have more, you know, human body experience and enjoyment of your body on the physical side and on the mental side and the spiritual side, because it all blends in together. Those are things that I try to promote and try to pay attention to. And a lot of times those other things are like, and granted, there are things that come into play that we need to pay attention to, right? There's things that obviously will, like when COVID happened. That's something that's it's a world thing, it's a news thing, and it's something that affected everybody. But some of these other things that are going on, and I don't even know how to pronounce some of them because I've never even heard. I've seen it written, never heard of it, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't even know how. But you see these things, and it to me, I'm just like, why? It's it's just information that's out there to just make it like, and sometimes it's just a matter of, okay, it's out there, look at it once, decide how much it affects you. If it never affects you, leave it alone and move on. to the things that do make a difference in your life. And so keeping the world in perspective is just because something's happening, whether it's in the United States, whether it's in your state, whether it's across the world, just because it's something that made the news doesn't mean it's something you need to pay attention to. It doesn't. As much as the news channel wants to tell you that it is, as much as they want to force that on you, 24/7, because that's what they've got to fill time. And so they got to force it on you 24/7. You don't have to you don't have to consume it. You don't have to. And so keeping the world in perspective, if you're going to go and be a part of that, like if you're going to travel to another country, you need to find out what's going on in that country. Make sure that you know that if there's any safety issues or are there any issues about anything like that. Like, yeah, you need to do your research and start paying attention to what's going on over there. But if you're not trying to travel over there, you don't have relatives over there, there's very few things that are going to happen somewhere else that are going to affect you. Very few things. And if those things do happen, you're probably going to know about it because it's going to affect a lot more people. But the news media wants to sensationalize it and make it appear like it's going to affect everybody and it's a part of your life, because then they got you hooked and you're going to stay on and you're going to keep watching, you're going to keep being involved. And so keep the world in perspective. Okay? There's certain things out there that you need to know and that you need to pay attention to. And then there's a vast majority of things that are out there that just don't matter to you. They matter to someone, okay? To the people that are in that area that are dealing with those things. It matters to them. I'm not saying there's not important things. It matters to them. It just doesn't matter to you. And so when you give it and you feed your attention to it and you give it weight in your life, you're taking attention off of something else. You're taking weight off of something else that needs to be paid attention to in order for you to have the life you want. So that's the life lesson for today. Go out there and keep life and keep the world in perspective. Keep your life in perspective. Lift up people. Help people in your community. Do the things that you can do in your community and make a difference. Don't necessarily worry about the craziness that's going on all across the world in all the different corners. Because if it's not affecting you by you consuming it mentally, visually, and ruminating on it, it's affecting you a lot more than it ever should.